This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. We're glad to have you with us on this Monday. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
Up to May 8th right now. I'm Ray Collins. And John, nice full moon, or almost full moon out there this morning.
Yeah, really beautiful, beautiful out there this morning. About 3/4 full. And we're looking at a kind of a pristine sky, I think, for the next several nights. Don't really see any change. Big ridge of high pressure over us, bringing us dry conditions and not a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. And consequently, the red flags are flying. I'm just going to keep reminding everybody of this until we start our rainy season, I think, because it's so important to be careful with outdoor burning and fires. We're looking at across the region a line of red flag warnings stretching from the tip of the state to the top of the state, mostly in inland areas because of the rain-free conditions. Lots of sunshine today, so be sure and wear that sunscreen, by the way, as you head out of the door. The UV indexes are in the high category, and that means it doesn't take long for fair-skinned folks to burn. We're looking at daytime highs today, the top out in the mid-80s. Inland temperatures will be closer to the 90s. Yep, the heat is on. And in fact, the week ahead features a little bit warmer temperatures. We'll talk about that coming up in a few.
All right, thank you for the preview, John. A little build-up already on 301 into downtown Bradenton. Some traffic lights there around the railroad tracks, perhaps slowing down the traffic that is out there. Farther south now into Sarasota County. Yeah, Fruitville Road has some buildup there heading eastbound toward the interstate, a slowdown at Beneva. Otherwise, all quiet in mid-Sarasota County and South County, showing nothing to report at 6:02 on this Monday morning.
Topping our news this half hour, one hurdle down and another to go. With a narrow victory, the House passed legislation that would overhaul the Affordable Care Act.
So now it's on to the Senate, and David Daniel has this preview.
Health and Human Services Secretary Dr. Tom Price made his rounds on the Sunday talk show circuit defending the new GOP-backed health care plan.
It may not help the government, it may not help insurance companies, but it's a huge benefit to patients.
The House handed the president a major win in Congress on Thursday with a narrow victory to start repealing and replacing Obamacare.
The ayes are 217, the nays are 213. The bill is passed.
The legislation may have cleared the House, but it is unlikely to receive a warm reception in its next stop, the Senate.
The Senate will write its own bill.
Whether the Senate starts from scratch with its own bill or works with the version approved in the House, one thing is clear. Republicans need at least 50 of their 52 senators on board if their legislation is to pass. Despite that, President Trump remains hopeful.
We're going to get this passed through the Senate. I feel so confident.
Some critics of the health care plan say its proposed cuts to Medicaid funding go against the president's own words on the campaign.
Save Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security without cuts. Have to do it.
Price answered those criticisms, saying the current Medicaid program has problems, but that the new health care bill aims to fix them.
What we're fashioning is a system that would allow the states to tailor their Medicaid program to those specific individuals, thereby saving money, yes, but also making it so that they have a higher level of care, higher quality of care than they currently do.
I'm David Daniel reporting.
Former President Barack Obama called on members of Congress to oppose the repeal of his Affordable Care Act. He gave his remarks when he received the John F. Kennedy Profile and Courage Award last night. Obama asked lawmakers to do the right thing.
I hope they understand that courage means not simply doing what is politically expedient, but doing what they believe deep in their hearts is right.
The former president also said there was a reason why health care reform had not been accomplished earlier, saying it was hard.
A follow-up now as flooding continues across Missouri. A massive sandbag removal operation began over the weekend as volunteers showed up to clean up the devastation left behind by last week's deadly flooding. More volunteers will be needed to help clean more areas this week. On a positive note, those floodwaters are finally starting to recede.
And now concern of persistent rainfall north of the border as well.
Floodwaters are seeping into hundreds of buildings in Quebec, Canada. This unfortunate situation has left residents in affected areas to leave on mandatory orders. Families abandoning their homes say they've never seen anything quite like this, considering that the area isn't even a flood zone. The floodwaters are showing no signs of receding at the moment. Developing overnight, Delta Airlines is putting a stop to a new promotional event in the aftermath of a controversial viral video. The event was supposed to showcase Delta's product innovations and strategy, but the airline says the timing is not right. The video posted last week shows a family with 2 young children being booted off a flight from Hawaii. Their toddler had used a seat the family paid for, but the airline wanted to give that seat to a standby passenger. Delta later apologized for the incident and says it will try to reschedule their new promotions campaign. And while other areas of the country are underwater, the desperate need for rain in Florida continues. According to the U.S. Drought Monitor, 66% of the Sunshine State is in a drought. That's the highest percentage of any state, including California. Parts of Florida are classified as being in an extreme drought. That's the second worst level. Below average rainfall also expected to continue for quite some time in central Florida, which could lead to water shortages and crop losses. Some counties, including Sarasota and Manatee, have already issued burn bans to prevent wildfires. The Florida Forest Service says so far this year, nearly 1,900 fires have been reported across the Sunshine State.
In Utah, a man is recovering after his off-road vehicle fell 90 feet into an old mine shaft. Nearly 100 search and rescue teams tried to save him. Deputies say he was camping with his family and went out riding his vehicle in the middle of the night when he fell into the shaft. The vehicle fell 10 feet. He fell 90 feet, making for a complicated rescue.
They need to shore up the area first. They need to have a good rigging point, a good platform for them guys to send people down in. They also had to secure the side-by-side that was above the victim. So they first secured that with ropes. Were able to brace that up where they felt safe enough to send other rope team members down to get the victim and remove him from the shaft.
He was airlifted to a nearby hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. An unmanned spaceplane operated by the Air Force landed safely this morning at the Kennedy Space Center. The X-37B mini shuttle returned from orbit after nearly 2 years of conducting test missions in space. The journey set an on-orbit endurance record. The Air Force says it plans to launch the 5th X-37B mission from Cape Canaveral later on this year. And new details as one expert is calling a 10-year-old girl's fight with a gator a miracle.
The girl managed to get free of the gator that attacked her over the weekend. Angela Jacobs has more on the new audio that we're hearing from Central Florida.
On Sunday morning, park officials roped off more of Lake Mary Jane. An alligator bit a 10-year-old girl on Saturday, and now we're hearing audio recordings from first responders.
She's completely alert. The caller's advising the child's leg was bitten. It's still attached. Rangers are with her.
We spoke with the girl's family by phone. They told me their daughter is out of the hospital but needed stitches. The 10-year-old girl credits a visit to Gatorland for knowing what to do if ever attacked by a gator. According to an FWC report, the girl was able to pry the gator's mouth open and remove her leg. Eyewitness News pulled the numbers from Florida Fish and Wildlife and found out as of September 2016, FWC reported 388 alligator attacks or bites in the state since 1948. There have been 24 fatal attacks.
Fortunately, they were non-life-threatening injuries. Our lifeguards heard the child scream.
Well, that girl apparently banged the gator's nose. That she had learned how to do that at Gatorland, and that's how she was able to escape from some of the reports that we're seeing.
That's what you do? Punch him in the nose?
Apparently so. If you
like a shark?
I guess so.
Do the same thing with a shark. Punch him in the nose.
Interesting.
That's the last thing I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah. Takes some presence of mind to remember that, though. I think. Yeah.
Especially a little girl like that.
Yeah. Smart. Good. We have some hot weather coming up over the next several days. Talk about that in a second.
All right, well, coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, more than 100 fires still burning across Florida. What the Florida Forest Service plans to do, coming up.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Because my parents told me I have to be responsible.
Because my first coach told me, you can do this.
Because my boss showed me how to do a good job.
Because my teacher helped me see the choices.
I'm swimming faster than I ever dreamed.
I am a valuable employee.
I discovered that I could work as an artist.
I will be whatever I want to be.
Youth with disabilities should grow up expecting to work and succeed. For more information, visit whatcanyoudocampaign.org.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
With all the furniture choices you have, where do you shop? How about Bacon's Furniture and Bedding, now available in Sarasota? Treat yourself to a new Beauty Sleep Queen mattress set starting at only $399 and save up to $800 off an adjustable base with your mattress purchase. Find huge Memorial Day discounts of up to 70% off throughout our showroom with hundreds of items ready for immediate delivery. It's the Memorial Day sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding, available now in Sarasota. Nobody beats Bacon's.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Warm temperatures on the Suncoast and clear skies out there as well. Dew points are still comfortable, coming in the 50s. Can't beat that. 62-degree air temperature, calm winds right now, switching more to the west in the afternoon and becoming a little breezy once again as we get that bit of surge with the sea breeze building later on. Temperatures are fairly uniform across the area. We have a 63 in Wauchula, 62 in Arcadia, 62 in Mayaca, 63 in Parrish, Lakewood Ranch, Northport, 62 in Sarasota and Bradenton, and 65 closer to the water in Venice, 66 in Inglewood. Across the nation, an area of low pressure back to the west, spinning over San Diego, producing inclement weather there. It's kind of an important low pressure area as it's putting a block in the movement of a lot of the systems across the United States. It's called a cutoff low and basically means it's cut off from the rest of the steering currents across the nation. So everything not really moving all that much currently. High pressure will be our dominant weather feature right straight through the majority of the weekend. To the north of us, a frontal boundary is kind of stalled out. It will be a focal point closer to the low in the center of the country for a area of disturbed weather, maybe even some severe weather close to Denver, and that will slowly move toward the center section of the country over the plains by midweek. For us, it's really all about that high pressure ridge bringing us beautiful blue skies and lots of sunshine. High UV indexes require sunscreen, but we're not going to get much in the way of rainfall. That air is sinking and consequently it's dry. So we just have nothing to work with in terms of producing rain showers across the area. Sunny skies, no rain. Cooler near the coast. That's the one thing. When a high pressure ridge is situated back to the west, we tend to get our winds coming in out of the west, and that'll be the case today. An onshore wind flow will help to bring cooler temperatures to the immediate coast. Of course, inland, where you don't benefit so much from that flow of air. Temperatures will be warmer there. Across the nation, boy, you can really see the deep south is just dry as a bone under the effect of that high pressure ridge. So if you're traveling today to any of the airport hubs of the deep south, shouldn't be a problem. Back to the Pacific Northwest, we have winds bringing a flow of air off the Great Lakes, and there's still some lake effect snows in parts of upstate New York. Back to the west, again, there are some rain showers in progress there and some cooler temperatures as well. Down around San Diego where that upper level low is spinning that I told you about, there's still some rain showers in progress there again today. But Florida Peninsula, dry as a bone and continues to stay that way, just no changes. Now, if you look at the forecast wind directions for the afternoon and into the later part of the afternoon and early evening, you'll notice that kind of wind shift coming in off of the Gulf waters and kind of accelerating just a little bit. So a 10 to 15 knot wind is probably a pretty good bet. Future rainfall forecast, just dry as a bone. There's not much to show you here. Maybe an isolated shower down in the very southern tip or the Florida Straits, but that's it. Otherwise, our fire danger indexes remain high. In fact, they've gotten worse over the weekend, and in Manatee County, the fire danger index is now at the top of the scale. Now, a fire danger index is not a drought index. The drought index tends to be more focused in inland areas currently with an extreme category of drought there. For us, we are looking at a high fire danger, meaning that if a fire started, it would be bad enough to require professional suppression. So we are looking across the region at temperatures that are going to be in the mid-80s close to the coast, upper 80s to near 90 inland, and the next chance of rain doesn't come until the weekend. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, John. Taking a look at Suncoast traffic this morning, increasing throughout Manatee County, but no accidents to report. State Road 7301 seeing some congestion, but I-75 looking clear as you head into Sarasota County. Pretty quiet throughout that region. Just some congestion picking up on 41 in both directions. As we head south, pretty quiet throughout the area of Venice and Northport and Nokomis, but no accidents across the Suncoast on this Monday morning.
All this dry weather and wildfires are leading now to evacuations.
More than 100 fires still burn across Florida alone as families are told to leave their homes and evacuate, and some schools are closed this morning. ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano tells us more about new images coming in.
Flames shooting into the air as wildfires rage across several states.
It's real smoky, it's bad.
106 fires burning in Florida right now. Dry conditions fueling this blaze near Tampa. Firefighters dousing the flames from above. Plumes of smoke dropping visibilities to only a quarter of a mile, shutting down a major highway for a time this weekend.
I saw a bunch of ashes and a bunch of smoke. It looked like a giant blob in the sky.
In southern Georgia, wildfires forcing evacuations. Residents there grabbing the bare necessities as the inferno advances.
Important papers, food, dogs' food, our food, what we could, everything we could. Everything else we just had to leave.
Schools in Charlton County now closed Monday. The fire moving quickly, burning an estimated 1 mile each hour, charring an area bigger than the entire city of Atlanta. That fire tonight still not under control.
I'm scared for my nanny and all my friends here. It's pretty bad.
The winds have come down somewhat across the fire zone, but it is still bone dry across the entire state of Florida with no real rain in the forecast, at least through the end of this week. Rob Marciano, ABC News, Sunrise, Florida.
Well, for a state usually known for heat and humidity, right now it's all about extreme droughts. Firefighters are now covering all the bases with a drought index at extreme danger levels in some parts of central Florida. Wildfires can destroy homes, disrupt lives, impact the economy, and it's the forest rangers that keep that from happening on very short notice.
Our rangers, they're on standby to go at any moment.
Within a 48-hour period, you could have 300 people ready to go to work in 48 hours in one location.
Later today at 5, ABC7's Dwayne Lindo talking to forest rangers to see what their day involves and the great lengths they go to keep us safe. All right, 6:19 right now on this Monday morning. Up next, new details about a story just tragic. The new developments in the death of a Penn State fraternity pledge.
One brother now speaking out, and what he's saying may surprise you. That's coming up at 6:22.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting loose salon.
When you've been in banking for a long time, it's easy to forget what it was like in the beginning. It took a lot of work and dedication for 7 teachers to start our credit union and create a foundation that we continue to build on today. At Achieva, we never lose sight of the values that have defined us for over 75 years. We know you need mobile banking and lightning-fast solutions, but sometimes you might just need a helping hand. Any bank can make a transaction, but it takes a little more to make a difference. And that's good to know. Achieva, banking for good.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Monday morning here in the Suncoast. Temperatures right now in the low 60s. We'll head to the low 90s in some inland areas. John's forecast is on the way. Welcome back. We're at 6:23.
Well, we're hearing new details from a Penn State fraternity brother about the death of a pledge back in February.
Now, the shocking claim from one brother who said the others refused to call 911.
In this morning's GMA First Look, 18 fraternity brothers now facing charges after Penn State student Timothy Piazza died during a frat party this February.
It's a tragedy.
Prosecutors saying the 19-year-old suffered a traumatic brain injury from repeatedly falling down the stairs. Surveillance video captured nearly 8 hours of the sophomore's increasing distress. The injured Piazza trying to get up but falling over and over again. 4 men seen dragging his limp body upstairs. Prosecutors allege Piazza's frat brothers tried to coordinate a story before finally calling 911 nearly 12 hours later. But one student who isn't charged in Piazza's death says he tried to help.
I got told that I needed to leave the room.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll hear more from that student in an exclusive live interview. With your GMA First Look, I'm Gio Benitez, ABC News, State College, Pennsylvania.
I have asthma, one of many pieces in my life. So when my asthma symptoms kept coming back on my long-term control medicine, I talked to my doctor and found a missing piece in my asthma treatment with Brio.
Once daily Brio prevents asthma symptoms. Brio's for adults with asthma not well controlled on a long-term asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Brio won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Brio is specifically designed to open up airways to improve breathing for a full 24 hours. Brio contains a type of medicine that increases the risk of death from asthma problems and may increase the risk of hospitalization in children and adolescents. Brio is not for people whose asthma is well controlled on a long-term asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Once your asthma is well controlled, your doctor will decide if you can stop Brio and prescribe a different asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Do not take Brio more than prescribed. See your doctor if your asthma does not improve or gets worse.
Ask your doctor if 24-hour Brio could be a missing piece for you. Learn more about better breathing at mybrio.com.
Happy birthday! When I turned 18, something big happened on my birthday. Every comfort that I knew, gone. This is what it feels like to age out of the foster care system in America. And this is the feeling that nearly 30,000 young people experience every year. But it can be better. You and me, working together for success beyond 18. Improve the lives of young people aging out of foster care. Learn more at jimcaseyouth.org.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, France has spoken and they have a new leader this morning. The praise their new president is already getting from world leaders.
Jury selection is scheduled to begin this morning for the Bradenton man accused of killing his wife, her friend, and her church pastor. It's a story that shocked the area just over 2 years ago.
And a heated exchange on Longboat Key between a group of protesters and members of U.S. Congress. What led to the argument and what's happening next? Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
As dawn breaks on this Monday morning after a beautiful weekend, weather was just perfect. A little windy out there. I went for a bike ride to St. Armand Circle. It was tough going over the bridge. Going back, a little more wind at the back though. Good morning, 629. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. As you mentioned, it was certainly windy. I got a chance to go to the beach, and I saw people's tents blowing in the wind.
Tumble across the beach.
Exactly. It was insane.
Let's get details from meteorologist John Scalzi. Hey, John.
My patio umbrella broke.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Yeah. Wind snapped it. Can you believe that?
Oh, my.
I know. Isn't it sad?
I also saw this one guy who was chasing a beach ball, and it kept going and it kept going, and he just couldn't catch it because the wind kept taking it. It was kind of entertaining to watch.
Well, for those folks headed to the beach today, I think the same sort of situation may occur because we're going to have another kind of good blow during the afternoon as that onshore wind flow with the sea breeze begins to develop and strengthen as well during the afternoon hours. But during the morning, things are pretty quiet out there. So if you are driving a high-profile vehicle or you are working on a scaffolding of some sort, why, it shouldn't be too bad during the first half of the day. But watch out, second half of the day. As far as our weather goes, we're looking at some pretty quiet conditions across the region. Calm winds for the most part. 62 in Wauchula, Arcadia, Parrish, Bradenton, Sarasota, 63 in Northport, 65 in Venice and Inglewood. Forecast today calls for more of what you see right here. Dry conditions on radar. Fire danger indexes continue to rise. So do the temperatures as well. Inland temperatures could be getting pretty close to the 90 mark. We'll talk about the forecast coming up in just a few.
All right, John, lots of folks right now heading up 301 toward Manatee County from Sarasota. Build up there, as you see, around State Road 70, otherwise pretty clear. Farther south now into Sarasota County, a build up there on Bee Ridge, heading eastbound around Tuttle and Beneva. And then farther south in the map in South County, we'll see nothing much to speak of at 6:31 on your Monday morning.
Topping our news this half hour, voters in France chose a new president in Sunday's election.
More on the historic victory from our reporter Reed Binion.
Merci à vous d'être là ce soir. French President-elect Emmanuel Macron thanking a jubilant crowd of supporters on the night of his election victory Sunday. The independent centrist defeating his rival far-right candidate Marine Le Pen in a landslide. In the U.S., there was positive reaction from both Democrats and Republicans. GOP Senator Marco Rubio tweeting in part, quote, "I look forward to working with Emmanuel Macron to strengthen relations and advance shared values." President Trump himself writing on Twitter, "Congratulations to Emmanuel Macron on his big win today as the next president of France. I look very much forward to working with him." Former President Barack Obama endorsed Macron.
I have admired the campaign that Emmanuel Macron has run. He has stood up for liberal values.
Other Democrats offering more pointed ideological undertones in their congratulations for Macron, who some have called the anti-Donald Trump because of Macron's pro-European and pro-globalization views, which Trump opposes. In his tweet, Senator Bernie Sanders hinted at Macron's more tolerant stance on immigration, writing, quote, "Congratulations to the people of France who today, by an overwhelming vote, rejected racism and xenophobia." I'm Reed Binion reporting.
The candidate who lost says her 11 million votes shows great progress for her party.
In Chicago, 2 people are dead and 8 are hurt after a Sunday night shooting. The shooting happened at a memorial service for a man killed in a gang-related murder early on Sunday morning in that same neighborhood. Police are calling this a brazen act of gang violence. A witness says she saw 2 gunmen.
2 guys came out. They were wearing black masks. They stopped like at the end of the alley, and they came out with 2 big rifles and they started shooting up, and then they just ran back into the car and they left.
Police say those shooters used assault rifles. They believe it was in retaliation for the murder that happened earlier that day.
In Pennsylvania, a woman told police a movie inspired her to kill her father. This woman, 27-year-old Christina Nicasio, is behind bars for fatally stabbing her father, 69-year-old Anthony Nicasio, a doctor up there in Pennsylvania. Police say Christina just went through a breakup and told them she felt her world was ending. She admits to police she took a kitchen knife from the home and fatally stabbed her own father. Police around there are trying to make sense of this tragedy.
Family is destroyed, not only to lose a loved one, but to have the family member commit the crime. That's a shame.
The movie involved, she said, inspired her, was called The Mummy Returns. Back in this area, happening today, jury selection set to begin this morning in the case of a man accused of killing his wife, her friend, and then later in the day, her pastor. Andres Avalos faces 3 counts of first-degree murder in the 2014 deaths of Amber Avalos, Denise Potter, and the Reverend James Tripp Battle. Prosecutors have said they plan to seek the death penalty if Avalos is convicted, but the defense claims insanity. Records also show defense attorneys plan to call on doctors to testify that Avalos suffers from several mental health disorders. That was a big story a couple years ago here. A visiting congressman on Longboat Key was confronted last night outside of a fundraiser in Sarasota County.
ABC 7 has an exclusive interview with Congressman Darrell Issa, a California Republican who came face to face with the emotional crowd. Our Adam Cellini has that story.
Shame! Shame! In the days following a health care reform vote, a rumored meeting of Congressman Vern Buchanan, Marco Rubio, and Californian Darrell Issa on Longboat Key was enough to attract some local voters.
We've been looking for Marco Rubio for some months, and we would like him to have a town hall, and we're really outraged over Trump Care.
The group Indivisible Sarasota was tipped off by their California branch about a fundraiser for Issa at the home of former FDIC chairman Bill Isaac, who Issa calls a friend. Marco Rubio could be spotted leaving the house and seemingly snapping a picture of the group before walking straight for his car. But to everyone's surprise, Issa came straight for the protesters, even poking fun at the crowd size.
Candidly, if they put out on Facebook in a large metropolitan area and this is all they got, we can get 500 in San Diego anytime for a protest.
That statement nearly causing protesters to boil over, but the 15-year congressman didn't shy away from questions.
Do you give your word of honor to your constituents that you will hold that town hall the moment you go back there, and that you won't dip out from going there again?
We have one scheduled. It's actually a few days more than the moment I go back, but I regularly do it.
He also justified his Thursday vote for health care reform.
It's a good starting position. It's one that I believe will begin the debate on fixing a broken healthcare system, not just Medicaid, but beyond that.
But some still refuse to believe this was the will of the majority of voters.
We're not here to out people. We just would like to be represented by our representatives.
Adam Cellini, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Issa says he's visited Longboat for the past 8 years. According to the New York Times, he spent around $20,000 on a fundraiser here in Sarasota back in 2013.
On a lighter note now, hundreds of young musicians performed last night in downtown Sarasota. Listen to this. Very nice, very soothing. This is the Gulf Coast Honor Band concert. 130 of the best high schoolers and middle schoolers from Sarasota, Manatee, Hardee, and DeSoto and Charlotte counties. This was the scene last night at the Sarasota Opera House.
What's really fabulous about it is the kids get to play with kids on their own level, because a lot of the high schools have kids that are not real interested in band. It's just one of those things they do. These kids are so excited to be playing with these other kids that are dedicated like they are.
Several students selected from the band even had the chance to play with the adults last night at the Opera House in downtown Sarasota.
Certainly some beautiful sounds there. The Venice Seafood Festival took over the streets surrounding Centennial Park this weekend. The festival filled the area with savory smells of fresh seafood as nearby restaurants showed off their culinary skills for locals and visitors alike. Patrons had the chance to taste everything from fish to shrimp to fresh scallops, while all listening to live musical performances by several of the Suncoast top musical talents.
We heard about the Seafood Festival and wanted to come down and check it out. We're relatively new to the area, so I wanted to see what it was about.
We came out for the fun, for the music, for the great food, and for the perfect weather.
That event was an area success, even though some were worried its approval would ruin business for the farmers market. Event staff hope the festival can become an annual event moving forward.
Big Top Brewing marked 3 years in business with a 2-day festival on the Suncoast Circus history. In collaboration with the Circus Arts Conservatory, Big Top's free community event featured aerialist Blake Wallenda with performances by some of the area's most spectacular circus arts performers.
Every year our party gets bigger and bigger and bigger. This year we've had to move it from the front now to the back and both, and it circles the entire building. So next year, yeah, we're excited for next year. Next year will be even larger, and hopefully we can raise even more money for the Circus Arts Conservatory.
It also involved the local circus community and featured the Sailor Circus, Big Cat Habitat, and again the Circus Arts Conservatory. Nice night and a little windy up there on the wire, I think.
I would think so.
Yes.
Yeah, there was some pretty good gusts over the weekend, 20, 25 mile an hour gusts.
Sounds scary, being up on that high wire with those kind of winds.
Being up on that high wire with any kind of winds is, to me, just not something that I would do.
No.
We are looking at some pleasant conditions today, though. Winds subsiding a little bit during the first half of the day. Could pick up again later on, though. We'll talk about that in a second.
All right, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. A show that's been popular on social media is making headlines again.
We'll tell you more about the big announcement by one of their executive producers after this.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
There's a whole new way to bank at Achieva Credit Union with Achieva Checking Plus. Get new unique features like full ID theft protection and online shopping rewards. Plus, it's an interest-bearing account, so you have a little extra for what really matters. Achieva Checking Plus isn't just an account for your money, it's for your life, including cell phone insurance. And that's good to know. Discover the plus at achievacu.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job. I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at temperatures across the deep south that are on the cool side across the region. We have in Atlanta coming in at 52 degrees, Charlotte coming in at 46. Chilly temperatures indeed. If you're traveling today, you may want a light jacket. Those airports will be a little bit cool if you're leaving the terminal, of course. Across the entire state, we're looking at temperatures that are generally speaking on the cool side of average, but we'll end up the day probably about where we would normally find ourselves at this time of year, mid-80s, right along the immediate coast. Right now it's 62 degrees in Venice and Sarasota, 61 degrees in Bradenton, 62 in Perry, 61 Wauchula, 59 in Arcadia. And as I mentioned, we have fairly quiet winds right now. They're calm. We have a dew point value that comes in comfortable at about 58 degrees and a nice clear sky out there. We'll have plenty of sunshine today. UV indexes will be high, so if you're going to be out and about and out of doors, be sure and wear a sunscreen if you're susceptible to burning and plan to be out for a while. We have a frontal boundary stalled out across the mid-Atlantic, kind of wrapping up around a low-pressure area that will produce the potential of some severe weather in parts of Colorado today, a nice upslope flow of warm, moist air will kind of be lifted against the side of the mountain range and produce that potential. We also have a high-pressure ridge over the deep south that's going to provide us with our principal driver of weather over the course of the next several days. Technically, we're going to lack weather across our region. Weather technically is that which falls from the sky, and we're not going to have anything falling from the sky over the next several days. The atmosphere is dry, and consequently it'll be filled with sunshine and only a few fair weather clouds. Even clouds will be at a premium over the course of the next several days. General onshore wind flow will be helpful, though, in keeping the coastline a little bit cooler, but inland it will certainly be warmer. No rain, sunny skies. So across the nation right now, deep south is enjoying the benefits of that high pressure ridge most everywhere, with all of the airport terminals for the next 4 or 5 days looking perfect in Atlanta Airport, Charlotte, Raleigh, Durham, Texas airports looking pretty good for today and tomorrow at least. And then as we head into midweek, we'll watch the inclement weather that may occur today in Colorado kind of move out into the center of the country. A low pressure area continues to produce rain showers for parts of San Diego, but otherwise the Ohio Valley looks quiet right now, though a storm system back to the west will eventually bring the Ohio Valley more needed rainfall there. Cooler temperatures back to the west, producing some rain showers, as you see by this upslope flow kind of crashing into the mountains. Already at this hour, we've got some rain in progress there, overnight rains that'll eventually lead to some stronger storms in the daytime hours. Quiet across our area, drought indexes continue to rise. Our wind speeds are very quiet right now, but as we head into the afternoon, watch how those wind speeds start to tick up just a little bit. Probably a 10 to 15 mile onshore wind flow as we head into the afternoon. Daytime highs today, top out warm, but with comfortable humidity still in the mid-80s. Inland temperatures will be about 90. And then as we head into the midweek and end week period, humidities will start to rise, and we'll also factor in a chance of a shower, but a small chance as we head into the weekend. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, John. Taking a look at Suncoast traffic this morning. Looks like State Road 70 heading east and west, seeing some congestion, as well as 301. Also a little bit of slowdown off of 41 as you head north. As we head into Sarasota County, pretty quiet throughout that area, just your normal slowdowns on 41. Also Clark Road seeing some congestion in both directions, specifically as you head towards I-75. As we head into South County, looks like some congestion down towards Venice, but no accidents to report throughout that area. We all know treatment for cancer can be a rough battle, and certain therapies can dry out your skin, cause you to lose your hair, and also make your nails brittle.
But a few simple changes can limit the damage. Radiation therapy can trigger a rash or blisters, dry skin. Doctors recommend hydrating well, blocking the sun, and applying moisturizer often. And due to the high risk of infection, you should wear gloves when you expose your hands to yard work or even cleaning chemicals as well. 6:47 right now. The popular Netflix show 13 Reasons Why is getting a second season.
Actress Selena Gomez, one of the show's executive producers, made that announcement, and the show focuses on the suicide of a teen girl and how it impacts her fellow students after she leaves behind 13 cassette tapes that explain her decision. Since its debut on March 31st, 13 Reasons Why has become the most tweeted about show of the year, with Netflix reporting over 11 million mentions. Also, that's a Twitter record. The cast for season 2 has not yet been confirmed.
The father of actors Owen Wilson and Luke Wilson has passed away after a battle with Alzheimer's disease. Robert Wilson was president of the public Dallas TV program for decades. Luke Wilson says if you want to help out and contribute to his memory, make a donation to PBS. Robert Wilson was 75 years old.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is #1 at the box office this weekend with an impressive $145 million on its opening weekend. The series has some new fans and improved sales from the original movie by 53%. After 3 weeks in the #1 spot, Universal's The Fate of the Furious falls to second place with an estimated $8.5 million. Fox's The Boss Baby came in with third at $6 million. In fourth place, the film How to Be a Latin Lover with 5. And rounding out the top 5, Disney's Beauty and the Beast, just short of $5 million.
Oh, we had some fun on Friday evening. Met many of you out there at Music on Main at Lakewood Ranch. You'll see a motley crew here. Linda Carson, myself, Christopher Brantley, and John Scalzi all on hand at the Channel 7 booth. Music on Main, it's a monthly event at Lakewood Ranch, and we had a chance to meet many of our viewers who enjoy watching every morning. It's a great
Beautiful weekend for that too as well.
Yeah, it's nice weather indeed. Still ahead, it's all the rage, goat yoga.
But there's a new workout routine featuring different animals that's taking the internet by storm. We'll tell you what it is after this.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
How long have we been married, dear?
For 76 years.
He was kind and generous to me before we married, and he was kind and generous to me all these years. We decided on Meals on Wheels because I was getting to the point where I couldn't do all the things that I had been able to do. We're the Spans. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that. And with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
Everyone loves a bright and cheerful smile. Not everyone can find the dental care they need and can afford. Now there's a place nearby where anyone can receive professional quality dental care at an affordable cost. The LECOM School of Dental Medicine in Lakewood Ranch is now accepting patients. You will receive your care in comfortable, state-of-the-art treatment rooms. To schedule your appointment, please call the LECOM Dental Group practices, 941-405-1600. We will be happy to see you smiling again.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Look at this rare shot from Manatee County, looking out at the sunrise from Pier 22 in downtown Bradenton. Lovely shot from our remote camera.
Beautiful shot there, almost like picturesque in a sense.
Yeah, it certainly is. That's a postcard. You see the folks coming across the bridge there from Palmetto to Bradenton as the morning commute begins in earnest at 6:53 on your Monday morning.
Here's a look at the top stories we're following for you today.
Jury selection set to begin today in Manatee County in the case of a Bradenton man. Andres Avalos is accused of killing his wife, her friend, and a pastor. He faces 3 counts of first-degree murder in the 2014 deaths of Amber Avalos, Denise Potter, and the Reverend James Tripp Battle.
Florida continues to suffer from over 100 wildfires across the state, now involving mandatory evacuations. According to the U.S. Drought Monitor, 66% of the Sunshine State is in a drought. That's the highest percentage of any state, including California.
And visiting Congressman Daniel Issa of California was blitzed by protesters on Longboat Key last night. The group was upset with health care reform and other issues. Senator Marco Rubio is also on hand for the private fundraiser.
Taking a look at traffic this morning, really a slowdown throughout State Road 70 and 301 at that intersection as you're heading throughout that area. Also looks like a little bit of a slowdown on 41 as you're heading north throughout Manatee County as we head into Sarasota County. Looks like some congestion on Clark Road. Other than that, not a whole lot going on throughout Sarasota County as we head south in that direction. Some slowdowns throughout Venice, but other than that, no accidents across the Suncoast. John?
So nice weather today. You know, we will have increasing humidity as we head into the next several days, but there'll be plenty of sunshine around. And temperatures, though, they're going to respond accordingly. We'll see temperatures climb as we head into midweek. They'll probably be a few degrees above average near the coastline, but it's inland where those temperatures are really going to get warmer because with an onshore wind today, that'll help keep the coast a bit cooler, but that will not benefit inland locations where temperatures will probably be pretty close to the 90 mark. Now, no rainfall for the next several days, and drought indexes continue to rise across the region. Our next chance of rain really doesn't come until the weekend when a very weak cold front, and no colder air, just a very weak cold front, brings a chance of showers.
All right, well, last week we told you about goat yoga. This week, bunny yoga is all the rave. In Kansas City, the group did their routine with live bunnies hopping around the room. It was all part of an event called Bunnies, Buns, and Yoga. It was organized by a yoga studio and the Missouri House Rabbit Society. The event was actually a fundraiser for the group that cares for domestic rabbits who prefer to live indoors. And I'm not quite sure how it's therapeutic to have bunnies hopping around while you're trying to do yoga, but hey, I would try it.
That would be very distracting, I would think.
Well, you'd be worried, I would think, about doing the downward dog and crashing into a little rabbit, wouldn't you? I would think.
I'd be scared I would step on one of them as they hop by me or something.
Where does it end? That's what I want to know.
Goat yoga, bunny yoga.
Ferret. You could have ferret yoga, I suppose.
Join us tomorrow to find out. 6:56. Enjoy your Monday, folks.
And stick around. Good Morning America is coming up next.